Hello and welcome back. Hope you are good, doing well. So this is going to be the weekly our market outlook, analysis, and setups. So let's look at them. Hopefully you're fine. So if anyone want to join us, just simply go to the Wave Trader. Go to the Wave Trader and wave-trader.com. All right, and you can join from there. Or if you are looking for further information, then just simply fill that form and send that to me for further information. I'll try my best to get back to you as soon as possible. So now let's move on to the setups. So dollar index. So dollar index is simply setting up for buy opportunity. All right. So as we know that Fed is going to raise the interest rate. So 3 rate hikes are very much on card for the 2022, but there are possibilities that they can raise more than that. Okay, depending on the inflation. So dollar index dropped last week. Okay, and bounced off very nicely from the moving averages and setting up for next bullish wave. Okay, so bounced off. So what you are looking simply on lower time frame pullback correction and next wave all the way back to that top. So if I'm gonna look at the lower time frame, then this is what you are looking simply for the next week. So price is already bouncing off very nicely, aggressively over there. All right, so form a nice correction over there and then breakout and continue to keep pushing more higher. Or double bottom, all right, double bottom and then continue to keep pushing more higher. So that's the dollar index. So euro dollar going to be the opposite chart, opposite side. Okay, so if I'm going to invert that, so that's the euro dollar. So same analysis, you are looking lower time frame correction on the euro dollar and then euro dollar to finish this previous low. All right, if I'm gonna bring it back, then this is what you are looking. Okay, so for next week all the way back to this previous low and in best case scenario breakdown and continue our longer term target, which is 108 or 107. Okay, so on 4-hour time frame, price is already went lower last week. If you remember that last week we were talking about that 70% retracement possibility in worst case scenario. Okay, so price went higher, broke out, but never tested that 70%. Okay, almost it has completed that daily wave for our daily correction. So next week you are looking simply a correction over there, 4-hour time frame correction, pullback, all right, and then that pullback to breakdown and continue to keep dragging lower or double top. Okay, double top and then continue to keep dragging lower. That's the euro dollar. So pound dollar is also very much similar like that. Okay, if I'm gonna invert that chart, very much similar like dollar index, or we can say that very much similar like the dollar CAD chart. Okay, so we're going to look at that too on dollar CAD. So this is what you are looking next week. All right, so price slightly broke up on the moving averages. Okay, but it hasn't changed the opportunity. So the opportunity is very much similar like the dollar index or euro dollars. If I'm gonna break that chart back and I'm gonna remove the indicators, so this is what you are looking again, same daily wave all the way back to this previous low. So once price gonna start falling sharply, there are gonna be multiple opportunities all the way back to that previous low. So last week we were expecting this head and shoulder formation to break. Price broke out but did not continue. All right, so there was a short-term move over there. So this is what we were looking for. The price went up for another leg higher on inflation data. Inflation wasn't hot last week. So correction, 4-hour time frame correction, similar like the other pairs. Okay, and then that to break down, keep correcting and all the way back to that low, or double top. Okay, double top, test that top or slightly go beyond that previous top. Okay, so it is not going to change the setup. Okay, the previous top gonna be important to watch. In worst case scenario, what is the worst case scenario on the pound dollar? It can visit that top. Okay, not expecting that to go that much far away, but in case if it does, it tests that top, then still setup gonna be a bearish move. Okay, so Australian dollar also similar like the dollar index. Okay, and if I'm gonna pull out my moving averages, and same setup like the dollar index, okay, or euro dollar. So price is holding the moving averages. This is the move you are looking. We were already expecting that to happen, price to hold those moving averages last week and during the week. All right, and the price held that and started to fall down from there. So in last week weekly market outlook, we were expecting, you know, correction to continue there. Okay, this correction to continue. So we have seen small move over there, small dip, but price did not continue and went for another leg higher, so which gave us a drop from there, okay, from this correction. So that was much better, you know, price. So what you are looking for the next week, price to just simply go for a 4-hour time frame correction over there, okay, and then that correction to break down sharply to the downside all the way back to that low. So this is going to be the wave. So this target hasn't changed. Okay, so what price can do in worst case scenario, it can go for a double top. Okay, if it goes for the double top, then again setup gonna be a bearish one. This is the wave you are looking for. All right, and New Zealand dollar is also similar like that. Okay, last week we were neutral on this chart. All right, so same analysis you are looking for. It has already bounced off sharply over there. Okay, like the dollar index is still over the moving averages, we can say that, okay, but New Zealand dollar is a bit more sharp to the downside. So what you are looking this to just keep dragging more lower, and in best case scenario break this previous low and continue to keep dragging lower and go all the way up to 60, 65, 60 or 70. So on lower time frame, similar analysis like others. Okay, so you are looking for a 4-hour time frame, you know, correction to appear over there, for our time frame correction to appear over there, and price to break down. So last week we were expecting it to break out from that top, so we got that move already. Move was already on its way. Price is heading back to this previous low. So this is the move. In case if price goes for a double top, okay, then still setup gonna be a bearish one all the way back to this previous low. Okay, so dollar CAD and pound dollar both are similar. So last week we were expecting price to bounce off from moving averages. All right, so these areas, this previous low, or go all the way up to 7 in worst case scenario. Okay, so 70% tracement. So price has almost done its 70% tracement and bounced off from the trend line. Okay, so you are looking this to continue to keep pushing more higher next week. So lower time frame correction, for a time frame correction to appear over there like other dollar pairs, okay, and then continue to keep pushing more higher. So what is the worst, you know, case? Worst case gonna be similar like the pound dollar. Okay, so if I'm gonna invert that chart and I'm gonna look at this that way, like pound dollar, the worst case scenario is this. Okay, dollar CAD can keep pushing more higher all the way or lower back to that top, and we may see, you know, this flat rather than running flat, we can say that. Okay, and then price can continue to keep dragging more lower. So the daily move, the daily setup is very much simple over there, buy opportunity. Okay, so that is the clear direction on the dollar CAD. Okay, but it may take some time to continue to keep pushing more higher, as we can see that the oil is still strong. So correction already appear over there. This correction, you are looking for another one to form over there and price to break out for more upside. Okay, or a double bottom. Okay, double bottom over there, and then again rise aggressively for upside and continue to keep pushing more higher. So multiple buy opportunity is going to be over there once price going to start rising over there for upside like this previous move. All right, that's the dollar CAD. Okay, dollar chief. So dollar chief is also similar, we can say that, like last week. Okay, so there we were expecting it to break down for another leg lower all the way back to that bottom, yeah, rather than pushing more higher. So we got the bearish move over there. Okay, and now price is just trying to hold this previous low. So you are looking this to continue to keep pushing more higher back to that top, or in best case scenario, longer term target going to be the much higher. Okay, 98.40. all right, so longer term chart is still bullish. Okay, but on lower time frame, the price, you know, correction. Okay, so there price already, you know, trying to find its bottom over there. So lower time frame correction, and this is going to be the move you are looking for next week. Okay, now let's look at the yen pairs. Yen pair is going to be very important for next 2 weeks, 1 to 2 weeks. So we may see some good movements on the yen pairs, so make sure you keep close eyes on the yen pairs. Okay, so let's look at the 4-hour time frame. So if you remember last week, we were expecting, you know, head and shoulder formation to break down over there on the euro yen. Okay, so we got a breakdown on euro yen, and price, you know, simply setting up for this target. Okay, so this is going to be the target you are looking. So if you already got the move from the top, great. If not, you are looking at 4-hour time frame correction over there. Okay, similar like other dollar pairs. So 4-hour time frame correction going to confirm that the price is going to break down. Okay, so if that correction does not appear over there and euro goes for another leg higher, euro yen goes for another leg higher and test that top, all right, so this is going to be a sell opportunity again all the way back to that low. So I'm not anticipating this move to happen, okay, but in case if that comes out, then you are still looking for this to all the way back to that low. All right, so important pairs. So euro yen is a good pair to watch for the next week, specifically when we are having strength on the yen, and that's what you are looking. Price has already started to fall from the top. Okay, so we were expecting this to break down from there with this area last week, so it has already on its way. Okay, so if you were not watching this to drop from there, you may have missed that move already. All right, so for next you know, entries, then at least wait for a pullback over the 4-hour time frame and then you chase that, or let the price form a double top over there and then you chase it. All right, so euro yen and pound yen is also very much similar like that. So we were expecting last week, if you remember, we were expecting head and shoulder formation to play out, this head and shoulder formation to break down. So we got a breakdown of that. All right, and then price, you know, went for another top. So head and shoulder formation is still in play, and we already got breakout of these flags. We were expecting these flags to break out too. So price has already set up for the bigger move to the downside, that wave. Okay, so there are going to be multiple opportunities within this wave once price going to start falling sharply to the downside. So what you are looking, similar like the euro yen, another 4-hour time frame correction. Okay, 4-hour time frame correction to appear over there and price to break down sharply and keep dragging all the way back to that low. So if it doesn't, okay, if it does not form that 4-hour time frame correction, then price to push up, test that top, or slightly go beyond that top, and then again start falling. So this is tradable, okay, but I'm not anticipating that move to come. So better to look for this wave, all right, so rather than trading on this move. So there you're gonna have potential. All right, so this is what you are looking on the pound. So these two, pound yen, got a more potential than any other pair, any other yen pairs right now. So you shouldn't miss this pair for more downs, for bearish move. All right, so CAD yen also similar like the other yen pairs. So we were expecting this flag to break out, so broken. Price has set for the bearish move all the way back to that low. So you are simply looking for another correction over there, 4-hour time frame correction, and price to continue to keep dragging lower. So if it doesn't come, okay, then similar like other pairs, double top or this previous top and then drag lower. So I'm not anticipating this move to come, but in case if that comes, price still gonna be a bearish for bigger daily wave to the downside. So Aussie yen also dropping lower. So Aussie and Kiwi both are weak, still weaker, while the pound is strong. So let me bring that previous chart. Okay, so price already dropping lower. So what you are looking next week, and another 4-hour time frame correction over there, and price to keep dragging lower. So this is going to be the target, or expanding triangle formation. Okay, another leg higher, test this previous top, and then keep dragging lower. So if I'm gonna look at the updated chart, so this is what you are looking, all right, for the update. So expanding in you know, first of all, 4-hour time frame correction at the current price. Okay, 4-hour time frame correction should be something like this, okay, like that, and then breakdown for more downside. So 4-hour time frame correction and breakdown. If it doesn't appear over there, then push up for another leg higher back to that top, and then again keep dragging lower. So Kiwi yen is also similar like that. Last week we were expecting head and shoulder formation to break down on it, all right, and again flag. So we are having less potential on the Kiwi yen, all right, but in longer term, as I said a couple of times ago, that I'm expecting them to go much lower. Okay, I'm expecting them to go all the way back to that low. So up to 70, we can say that. Okay, so on 4-hour time frame, you are simply looking for, you know, same pattern, the pattern which I have shown on the Aussie Yen. Okay, correct. 4-hour time frame correction, breakdown and continue, or go back up for another leg higher and then keep dragging lower. All right, so dollar yen also already started to go down. Okay, market was expecting that we're gonna have higher inflation numbers because of that dollar was rising against the yen. Okay, once numbers were out, it started to fall very, very sharply to the downside. Okay, and last week we were talking about these corrections to form and break down. Okay, that formed, broken down, another formed, okay, and broken down. So we are having almost, you know, we can say that, you know, almost 300 pip move already appeared over there on the dollar yen. Okay, but that hasn't appeared on the other yen pairs yet. So you are looking other yen pairs to fall. Okay, and the dollar yen to break down. Dollar yen is already in a correction. This correction to break down, and that was the target which I was talking about in the last weekly market outlook to hit. All right, and from there we still may see another leg higher. Even though I'm not anticipating another leg higher to appear over there. Okay, but as we know that, you know, dollar yen is right now is being driven by the higher yields. All right, so in case if yields, you know, push higher sharply, then dollar yen can do. I'm not anticipating yields, US 10-year yields or longer term yields to push more higher, even though, you know, if Fed keeps raising the interest rate, I'm not anticipating yields to explode. All right, so higher yields gonna be really disaster for the you know, Fed. So they will not let the yield to run sharply or upside, even though they are saying that they want higher yields. Okay, but higher yields gonna, you know, higher yields may, you know, crash the stock market, and Fed cannot afford stock market to crash. All right, so slow and steady rise we may see on yields. Okay, so chief yen very much similar like the dollar yen. Okay, longer term drop on it, and last week we were expecting it to drop too sharply there at these areas. Okay, so we got a breakout and another correction that broken out, and another one is forming that's breaking down. So you are simply looking your chief yen to just keep dragging lower. All right, so another correction is just forming over there. Okay, that correction to break down, and target gonna be that. This is gonna be the target. All right, so chief yen and Swedish krona is also similar like the euro yen. Okay, a 4-hour time frame correction to appear over there and then break down. Okay, or push up for another leg higher and then drop another leg higher. I'm not anticipating, I'm anticipating simply price has already set for the drop. All right, and it's found its top over there last week, but we were expecting head and shoulder formations to appear over there. Okay, that if you remember that, this to break down, it broken down but went for another leg higher. So similar like that, so you are looking for another correction over there and break down, or push up for another leg higher like that and test that top and then start dropping from there. All right, so that was 1 hour time frame. So Norwegian krona is also similar like that. Okay, so if I'm gonna look at the 4-hour time frame, okay, that's the 4-hour time frame. So this wedge, okay, so wedge is in formation, that wedge to break down and prices to go and test these lows. So same like other yen pairs. Okay, so correction to appear over there and break down like these corrections. Okay, or simply push up and test that. So last week hand and shoulder formation was there, right, broken down, right, but didn't continue and went higher, and then again found its top over there. So similar like that, correction to appear, breakdown, or test that top for another time and then break down. ZAR is also similar like that. So if I'm gonna look at the daily time frame, yeah, so this is the daily correction which is already on its way, and are to break down, this correction to break down and continue to keep dragging lower all the way back to that low, or double top. Okay, double top and then drag. Okay, so Bitcoin to keep dropping all the way up to 30k. Nothing has changed over there. Yeah, as said that watch for a correction over there. Okay, when we were having previous analysis on this, we were expecting correction to appear over there. Okay, so correction is underway right now on the Bitcoin. So the next step is the Bitcoin to break down sharply and visit the 30k mark, and then we may see, you know, some buying over there at 30k. So right now price is simply struggling and in a correction. Okay, so you are looking for this correction to sharply break down aggressively like these previous corrections have done. All right, so sharp aggressive move, aggressive, you know, breakout. If that comes, and price to continue to keep dragging lower, or another push up, okay, or correction to slightly get bigger and then drop. Okay, or let's look at the moving averages. Okay, price is just trying to hold those 4-hour moving averages. So you are looking price to hold those 4-hour time frame moving averages and give that one more leg lower first. Okay, or in best case scenario, sharp aggressive breakdown. So if that doesn't break, all right, then simply go for a 8-hour time frame correction. Okay, another leg higher and then keep dragging lower. Hope that makes sense now. All right, so Ethereum is also similar like that. So 4-hour time frame correction first, and daily time frame, let's check that. Okay, Ethereum to go and visit that 1700 or 1800 price first. Okay, and 4-hour time frame is also similar like that. Sharp breakdown is needed. So keep eyes on the Bitcoin first. Okay, so if Bitcoin break down sharply, then Ethereum gonna follow up that. All right, 4-hour time frame first. If that gets bigger, then 8-hour time frame correction. US 10-year yield. So US 10-year yield is trying to push higher. All right, as inflation pressure is there. So I'm looking for this longer term direction is definitely bullish, all right? But short to medium term direction is the correction. So we are anticipating it to correct and then continue to keep pushing more higher. So we may see, you know, US 10-year yield again at 150. Last time, if you remember, okay, when yield was testing that previous top, so we were expecting yield to drop, you know, up to this low or at least up to 30 or 35 within these areas. Okay, it visited 35 and then went higher for the next leg. So similar way, I'm anticipating it to drag at least up to 150. All right, so rather than running aggressively for upside, so it, yeah, if it drops up to 150, it is going to, you know, some you know, relief to the Fed. Okay, Fed gonna get some relief rather than, you know, taking actions aggressively. So then, you know, we may see more upside on the 10-year yield. So you are simply looking for this to go into correction and then break out. All right, so Nikkei index, to keep dropping lower all the way back to the previous bottom and finish the daily move. Okay, so that's the daily chart, and on 4-hour time frame it's dropping. Last week we were expecting it to drop, so it's dropping. So we may see this formation over there, okay, for more downsides. I'm anticipating this to just keep dragging lower and find its bottom over there for another leg higher. So indices is gonna stay under pressure, you know, rather than running for more upside, as we know that you know, major central banks are looking to raise the interest rate or tightening their policy. So indices may stay under pressure. So when you're trying to buy the dip, just keep that thing in mind. We may not see, you know, run up on the indices anymore like we have seen in last you know, couple of months. All right, so what you are looking this to form that flat formation and keep dragging lower back to that previous low and then continue to keep rising. Okay, so this is the structure. We may see more upside. Price can, you know, last week we were expecting it to find its, you know, bottom over there at trend line or test that top. So it found its bottom, temporary bottom, we can say that, at trend line, and price is just trying to continue to keep pushing more higher. So still not convincing. This dip is still not convincing, me for more upside. So I'm still looking for this to at least drag for more downside, like the way Nasdaq 100 index has done, and test these previous lows, okay, 4,500, and then we may see, a similar kind of move. So 88% retracement of this previous move, in simple words, okay. So at least retrace 88% of this previous move and then give us a buy opportunity. So if it goes higher, continue its trend, that's not a worth taking, by the dip opportunity. Okay, so there we can see Nasdaq 100 index has at least gone below that 88%. Okay, so what you are looking Nasdaq 100 index to stay above those moving averages. All right, so moving averages to hold and this to continue to keep pushing more higher. All right. All right, so Nasdaq 100 index to hold those daily moving averages and continue its trend for more upside. All right, so let's look at the CAD chief. So CAD chief, last week we were expecting CAD chief to retrace up to 70% for more upside. Okay, so it retraced, even we haven't seen any correction over there. So it retraced up to 70%. All right, so for next week, you're simply looking for this to correct over there and break down. Okay, if it doesn't correct, then simply form double top over there. Okay, and then start dragging lower. So CAD chief is also a good chart, but we need, a double top or correction over there for more downside. So EuroCAD longer term chart is still bullish. Okay, looking for this flag. Okay, so this daily correction to break out and continue to keep rising all the way, like this kind of move. Okay, all the way back to the previous top. Okay, on lower time frame, price still may drag lower before going to continue to keep pushing more higher. Okay, so another leg lower, this previous bottom to hit and then break out. So that's the structure. Okay, this is what you are looking on the EuroCAD for the next week. So EuroCAD is also already entering in the buy zone. So pound chief is also setting up for a breakdown. Okay, so for our time frame correction to appear over there, this move all the way back to that low, a double top, very much similar trade like the pound dollar. So either you can take this trade or pound dollar trade. So both trades are same. All right, so both trades are same. So 4 hour time frame correction is already trying to appear over there. You are watching it. Okay, once it's finished, then you are looking simply this move all the way back to that low or double top. All right, double top, hit that top and then again start dragging lower. Okay, so euro pound is also setting up at, setting up for the breakup and struggling, slowly pushing lower. So the move you are looking is this. Okay, daily move or in longer term continuation for more upside. So keep close eyes on lower time frame and watch this breakout. Okay, so price still can tag that lower. So this is what you are watching: sharp aggressive breakout continuation and price to just keep pushing more higher. So similar kind of move you are looking at the current price. All right, so euro pound, Australian dollar is still, pushing more higher, and it can continue to keep pushing more higher slowly or the way it is doing right now. So last week we were expecting it to give us a correction. All right, so it gave us a correction and then went higher for another leg higher. Okay, so that's the correction which we have seen over there. So for next week, you are looking this to break out and continue to keep pushing more higher. Do not chase over there for buy. So let me check moving averages. All right, so let the price fall back for another leg lower within the moving averages and 4 hour time frame moving averages to hold, and then price to continue to keep pushing more higher. All right, that's your structure. So you are waiting for the price to, this is tradable. Okay, counter trend trade, slightly risky but tradable, this trade. All right, tradable. So same, that trade is tradable for counter trend. All right, this trade. So that's the structure. This is what you are looking: break up and continue or find its top over there and then fall, and then hold moving averages, double bottom, and continue its trend for more upside. These are not the best opportunities, okay? These two charts are not the best opportunities right now. So when you are trading on them, then trade carefully. So pound CAD is very much similar like the yen pairs, all right? So there is a 4-hour time frame correction, which I was asking you to look for on the yen pairs, all right? So you are simply looking that correction, 4-hour time frame correction on yen pairs, and that to break down aggressively. So on pound CAD, you are simply looking this correction to break down aggressively. Okay, correct, and continue to keep dragging lower all the way back to that low. So if it does not break down, which I'm anticipating it to break out, if it doesn't break out, okay, then double top, triple top, we can say that. Okay, find a triple top over there, struggle, and then drag lower. I'm not anticipating this move to come out, but if it comes, then keep that thing in mind that it can go for a triple top. So last week we were expecting Euro Australian dollar to find its, you know, form an expanding triangle and then continue. So that happened. Price slightly went lower. Okay, so this is going to be the target on the euro, you know, okay, this is the move you are looking simply. So on lower time frame, 4-hour time frame, very much similar formation like pound Australian dollar. All right, so price is, you know, trying to hold those moving averages, and you are simply looking breakout, sharp breakout. All right, still can chase on sharp breakout, and price to continue to keep pushing more higher, or form that, you know, flat formation and find its bottom over there, double bottom, and then continue to keep pushing more higher. All right, so potential is here rather than chasing the pound Australian dollar. Okay, so euro pound is still, you know, still, we can say that's still behind. Okay, so we can say that's still behind. So Aussie Chief, last week we were expecting this to break down too, so it's also setting up for a drop. Okay, so same analysis, 4-hour time frame correction within these areas, and then like pound CAD, okay, like pound CAD. So that to break down, if doesn't, then go back up, test that top. I'm not anticipating, then drop. Okay, if that comes, I'm not anticipating. This is what I'm anticipating, like the pound CAD chart. All right, so Euro New Zealand dollar, similar like the pound New Zealand dollar. All right, break up, continue, or double bottom. All right, double bottom and continue to keep pushing more higher. So what's the target? The target gonna be this previous top first. Okay, so longer term target is much higher, so this is going to be the target, this area. All right, so and longer term target going to be much higher. So Kiwi Chief is not a best chart right now. All right, but this is what you are looking. Okay, last week we were expecting it to test that previous top and then drop, so it tested and then started to drop. So you are looking this to continue to keep pushing more lower, break down this previous low and fall down. So you shouldn't chase this area. Okay, so let the price hit that and go back up. If it comes, okay, if this move comes, then you are looking again first short-term trade, this move like this, which is already peeling over there, and price to break down and continue to keep dragging lower. So this triangle to break down for more downside. Okay, that triangle, symmetrical triangle, we can say that. So Kiwi CAD, not a best chart right now, so trade gonna be against the trend. All right, but in longer term, price to go back up within that wedge. All right, so when you are looking for buy, then make sure you trade on this chart very carefully. All right, so drop and then hold that previous bottom and go back up. Right, so same goes with the Aussie CAD to keep dragging lower. All right, keep dragging lower. You shouldn't be selling at this previous bottom. All right, but this is going to complete this structure for one more up leg. All right, so if I'm going to look at that daily time frame, so keep dragging lower, form new low, or test this previous bottom. All right, this previous low, test that previous low, and then we may see, you know, some buying over there on the Aussie against the CAD. So Aussie New Zealand dollar to drop, daily chart, one more leg lower. Okay, so this wedge to break down sharply back to that previous bottom. This is tradable. All right, so this is tradable. And sharp breakdown, right? So it can test that top again. So this is what you are looking. Okay, so sharp breakdown and price to visit these previous lows again. So Euro Chief is not a best chart right now. Okay, but I'm gonna look at that. This is what you are looking. Price to form new low or breakout sharply and reverse. All right, so breakout sharply, aggressively, and reverse or new low. All right, so dollar peso. So dollar peso is setting up for a breakout and for next possible next run over there. Okay, so interest rate hikes on the dollar can let this to run aggressively for more upside. So price is struggling to push more lower. Okay, so we can see over there it has done over there already, struggling. So struggling all these areas. Okay, all these areas price was struggling to push more lower. So there you can see it's forming like a wedge. So you are expecting a sharp breakout like these previous one and dollar peso to go all the way back to that top or more upside. So 4-hour time frame sharp breakout. Okay, sharp breakout gonna be a buy sign. All right, so that's what you are looking. So dollar Chinese yuan is a longer term buy opportunity. Okay, and this wedge gonna break up for more upside. So as said previously, every time when it is forming new low, then you are looking this to buy short term opportunity, this, and longer term sharp breakout of that wedge. All right, so let's look at the oil. Oil is simply setting up for a drop. Okay, I wasn't anticipating this to go and test that top. All right, I was expecting it to retrace up to 88. Yeah, it slightly went higher. Okay, but it is setting up for a longer term drop. Okay, this longer term drop. So what you are simply looking over there, sharp breakdown. Okay, price to stay below those tops. All right, and this channel, the channel which is just trying to appear over there, these flags. All right, that to break down sharply, correct, and drag and visit these areas. So visit 88 or this previous low. It's setting up for this move. All right, the higher it goes, you are looking it to drop sharply to the downside. So same goes with the UK oil or Brent. So this wedge, so the wedge formation which is just there, so that wedge, we have already seen that wedge broken out on other assets. So you are looking that to break out, correct, and this wave to appear over there. It is testing the previous top, almost setting up for a breakdown. All right, and US 30 is very much similar like last week, hasn't changed a lot. We are expecting this to visit this previous low. All right, 88%, where the Nasdaq 100 index is right now. So Nasdaq 100 index is testing the previous floor, we can say that, or retracing this previous move. Okay, 88 retracement, similar move you are looking over there. So euro German 30 is also similar like that, visit the 88% or this previous floor. UK 100 index is also similar, drop and test the previous floor before going to rise. Gold, all right, so gold on a 4-hour time frame, gold is still in a bigger sideways market or correction, we can say that. Okay, so this ABC move to break down. Okay, so this move short term and break down and continue all the way up to 1700 or go back up and stay within that daily correction. Okay, and then drop. So do not go beyond that previous top. Okay, so silver is very much similar like that. Silver to drop from the current price and keep dragging lower or go back up and then form a bigger daily correction and then drop. Okay, so copper is also same, longer term drop on copper. Copper is also retracing back to this previous move. So this short term move first back to this low or in longer term reversal. All right, so let's look at the Russell. Okay, so Russell is also setting up for a drop. Russell to drop on lower time frame, test the previous bottom, 88% retracement of the previous bullish move. Okay, so Russell 2000 to stay under pressure, all right, and it can slightly break down this previous bottom before going to rise. So yeah, price to hold the previous bottom. That's what I'm looking, expecting it to do. So Russell 3000 also similar like the others. Nasdaq 100 index, this previous low, retracement of this previous move. Okay, it's already retracing this previous floor. So Euro stock to also retrace and test the previous bottom, same like the last week. Franc 40, okay, so test and drop and test the previous bottom, this previous floor, right, where my arrows are showing. All right, and the same goes with the stock 600, drop and test that previous bottom. All right, so and crypto to BNB, Binance coin to fall against the dollar. Okay, this correction to fall and test that daily correction. As long as Bitcoin is falling, these coins gonna stay under pressure. Okay, they're gonna follow that. So stack, bigger sideways market. Okay, so drop and test that previous low, same like the Bitcoin. Okay, so ADA, we were expecting ADA to bounce off this previous low last week. Okay, it bounced off. Now this flat formation to form and another leg lower or sharp breakout. I'm not anticipating. Okay, I'm anticipating more downside. So ADA is not ready for longer term runoff. Right, so Terra to break down and go for a bigger correction. All right, this to break down sharply and test that trend line. Okay, and then we may see another leg higher. So sand is also neutral analysis, we can say that. Okay, sharp breakup and continue to keep pushing more high. I'm anticipating this to just keep dragging slowly lower. Okay, and then find some bottom somewhere close to 88 and then start the next move. All right, so GTC breakdown, test this previous bottom or new low, and then a next leg higher like that. Okay, not expecting that kind of runoff. All right, just simply slowly break down and find its bottom over there or this 100% retracement and then run off for the next leg higher. All right, so KuCoin, so flat formation and drop. Doge breakdown. Okay, so Doge coin to break down and test this previous low and then rise. Okay, for this kind of wave. So we are having, tweets from Elon Musk, all right, but Dogecoin is not rising. The reason is very much simple, that the Fed is looking to raise the interest rates. All right, the tweets are not moving this coin aggressively for upside. Okay, Elon Musk was successfully, manipulating this coin, we can say that, with his tweets. All right, but that time, we were having a lot of liquidity into the market. All right, and it was just rising, we can say that. So this time it's struggling. So market is not listening the Elon Musk. So market is listening to the Fed. So market gonna follow the Fed, and Dogecoin also gonna follow the Fed. All right, so you are expecting it to just keep slowly pushing lower and form new lower. 100% retracement, we can say that. Okay, 100% retracement comes over there at 0.007. all right, and the first bottom you are expecting it to form at 0.04 or 5. all right, 5 cent. So Solana breakdown and stay in this bigger sideways market. all right, and then bigger correction. Okay, not sideways market, bigger correction, and then continue to break up. Okay, so that's it, enough for this week. We'll see you back again in another weekly market outlook. Until then, bye. So again, if anyone want to join us, looking for membership, just simply go to Wave Trader and you can join that, or you can ask for further information. So thank you and bye.